So it just occurred to me, part of what I'm trying to do is show people how to, or ideas for fixing or modifying RVs. I've been doing stuff like this since I was 15 years old, and it occurs to me that I typically do things the way you're recommended not to do them. For example, working with circuits that are live. So I think the theme of my channel will probably be how not to do things. So right now I'm disconnecting a DC circuit, which is not a lot of voltage, but it can definitely start a fire. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this. And I'm going to take the ends off so they can't arc and start a fire. However, as I just said, you should turn it off. You shouldn't be doing it live, so don't do it this way. It's basically the point I'm trying to make. Okay, so that's disconnected and taped off. It's an interesting little circuit. This is DC out, like a cigarette lighter type adapter with a switch turned off and on, and then a cable connector. This was originally there was this TV in there. Of course, this is, I forget what year this is, probably like a 2000 or something. That's why there's these connectors behind it. Of course, nobody uses CRTs, cathode ray tube TVs anymore, and plus I'll be putting it somewhere else more useful anyhow. So I will basically be yanking all these wires out with the exception of the AC, which I will move up the wall so it's still there and usable, just in a different position. I'm going to show you this real quick. This is pretty common in RVs. I won't say all RVs, but something you don't typically see in a house, which why this removing it hot is not as big a deal. Which again, you shouldn't, but in RVs there are, now in a house, this electrical wire normally connects to the sides of the block, and there are exposed connections, which is why it's, I mean, you shouldn't mess around with it. You touch it, you get shocked and whatnot. RVs tend to be enclosed like this, so the wire goes in, it's completely enclosed, it's not touching anything. So again, while I don't recommend taking out anything hot like this, it's not the same as doing it in a house. Typically, RVs typically are enclosed like this, so your risk of getting shocked is less. Again, it's always best to play on the safe side and turn the circuit off. I don't recommend doing it this way, but just so you can see and understand. And the way these go in here is these screws turn these little feet, which hook behind the wall, and then when you screw it in, it sucks up, and that's how they go in there, and that's how you get them out. And I'm going to leave that sit like that for now, because there's no chance of it, in my opinion, causing a problem. Some of these wires go from this bay up to this bay, which there used to be some sort of entertainment unit, like a stereo or VCR. I have no idea what was here. It was empty. All this was empty when I got it. Some of these wires just go up to the next bay. I'm going to yank those out because, again, there won't be any TV or anything like that here anyhow. The only thing that will get left is I will leave the 12-volt circuit somewhere, somehow, and also, of course, the outlet for countertop applications. Now it's good to know what cables are and wires. Now, if you're used to electrical stuff, it's easy to tell, you know, these screw-on type are coaxial, usually carry absolutely no electricity. This is another type of coaxial. This is FM, again, no electricity on it, just a signal from the air. This one is some sort of control circuit. I don't know for what though, so I'll have to be mindful of that one. And this is also another control wire, so these would probably have some form of electricity on typically, so I'll be careful of those, but they are probably low voltage. Got the coaxial ones. Some of these I can yank straight out. Well, some of these are labeled. Let's see here. It's nice when they label stuff. TV. Okay. Rear TV. Oh, so there must have been a TV in the back, and this was the cable that went to it. And this is front TV, so that probably goes straight down here. Well, quite a few wires in there, so I will probably end up cutting the back of this wall open below the counter line, so I can get better access to these wires, see where they go, and eliminate what doesn't need to be there, and carefully wire everything that does. It will be behind underneath the counter, the access panel though, so it won't be an issue as far as looks or whatnot. my opinion, whenever